The next Overwatch game might be a MOBA, a mobile MOBA. Let's have a look. Overwatch has definitely been shaking up things lately, with the introduction of perks and stadium, on top of a long list of other changes that shows that Blizzard is not giving up on the Overwatch IP. Not by a long shot. The early signs of a comeback story, but that is something for a different video that I'll make later this week. So make sure to subscribe. In this video, I want to address the latest rumors. According to a Korean financial news outlet called MTN or Money Today Broadcasting, which is a very on-point name for a financial news outlet. Some Korean publishers are in talks with Blizzard about several projects. One thing that MTN seems to be confirming is that publisher Nexon is going to be developing some StarCraft content for Blizzard in their own region, and that makes a lot of sense, because StarCraft is close to a national sport in South Korea. But that is not all. MTN also claims that Nexon is doing a bid on the publishing rights for a new Overwatch project, an Overwatch mobile game. Now, contrary to the StarCraft content, this Overwatch mobile game is being developed by Blizzard internally. Now, the fact that there's an Overwatch mobile game being developed is not that surprising. Rumors of a mobile version of Overwatch have been going around for years now, and we even have seen some job postings that seem to confirm these rumors. Now, in the case of Blizzard, these types of rumors mean nothing. They are known to scrap projects left and right. We've seen it happen many a times before, even after they announced it, and we saw the first press images. However, I do see them push through with the idea of making a mobile game for Overwatch, because mobile games make a lot of money, especially if they're based on big IPs like Overwatch. And Blizzard is closely aligned with companies like King, who are basically the grandmasters of mobile development. So it makes sense that they would venture into this space eventually. Well, eventually. I mean, Hearthstone has been doing mobile for over a decade, and Warcraft Rumble made $14 million in mere 2 weeks after it was released a few years ago. The thing, however, about this whole report that surprised me is that the Overwatch mobile game, according to MTN, is going to be a MOBA. MOBAs are games like League of Legends or Dota 2, even Blizzard's own Heroes of the Storm. I don't know if you remember that game. It has been on life support for years, which is exactly why I'm so surprised with this news. The MOBA genre is being dominated by League of Legends and Dota. And I can understand why Blizzard is so fixated and trying to get some of that space, because in the end, that whole MOBA genre was based on mods that were made for their own Warcraft games. It is those teams that made the mods that eventually developed Dota and League of Legends. And when they tried to get into that space themselves, with Heroes of the Storm, it failed. And it wasn't because it was a bad game. They had their own take on the genre, which might have put off some of the audience that they were aiming at. But I think overall, that space is just saturated. It's like anybody that is trying to make an MMORPG these days, they'll have to compete with games like Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft. At least that is the case on PC. It might be different on mobile. Still, why don't they make a mobile version of Heroes of the Storm? You can pull in StarCraft, Diablo, Warcraft. There's a lot more fans to please with a game like that. Look, I don't want a mobile port of the Overwatch as the game that we play it. I mean, that would not make any sense. It would be unplayable. And I'm not sure if I'm on board for a MOBA. I don't know. Now, that all being said, nothing was confirmed. This was just a report that was translated. It's all hearsay, basically, so no official announcements. And people tend to run with news like this. It wouldn't be the first time. I've seen some people claim that it is coming out soon. Yeah, no, I don't think so. It will take at least another year, maybe longer, before we hear anything. I might be wrong, but Blizzard tends to be slow on those things. Maybe they changed. And then I see people claiming it's Overwatch 3, which it's not. It's a completely different game. But I get it. It's because it is so different from Overwatch 2 that some people call it Overwatch 3. Alright, fine. Maybe they'll call it Overwatch Tactics or Overwatch Brawl. I don't know. Just don't get too worked up or too excited about all of this. We'll see in due time. But tell me, would you play a mobile MOBA based on Overwatch? Let me know in the comments. For now, however, that was it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It always helps me out. I also want to thank my patrons and YouTube members. You too can become a member over on patreon.com/theomnicpost and right here on YouTube to unlock exclusive rewards. If you have a few minutes left, maybe check out one of my other videos. But above all, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye bye.